Morning. Want to feel clean and brand new? Turn to Jesus. Time for some daily bread. Good coffee. Morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Tim Horahan. Welcome to the Deer's Cry. This is a series called Daily Bread, where we break open the gospel readings for the Catholic Mass for daily Mass. Today we are on Friday, January 8th, 2021, the Friday after the Epiphany. And we're diving back into the Gospel of Luke. So let's take a look at that one. And I'll try to have the readings up here on the screen. And it's Gospel of Luke, chapter 5, verses 12 through 18. Jesus cleansed the leper. While he was in the city, there came a man full of leprosy. And when he saw Jesus, he fell on his face and begged him, "Lord, if you will, you can make me clean." And Jesus stretched out his hands and touched him, saying, "I will, be clean." And immediately the leprosy left him. And he charged him to tell no one, but go and show yourself to a priest, and make an offering for your cleansing, as Moses commanded, for the proof of the people. But so much the more the report went abroad concerning Jesus, and great multitudes gathered to hear and to be healed of their infirmities. But he withdrew to the wilderness and prayed. So, as I look through this scripture, prayed through it a couple times, what stood out to me was the central part of this leprosy, this leper particularly. What we don't get in modern times in 2021 is what leprosy was to the time of Jesus. Leprosy was, my furnace is firing up in the background right now. Leprosy in Jesus' time, there's three aspects that were just detrimental to someone who contracted leprosy. One was the social aspect. If you were a leper, you were, talk about quarantine in 2021, you were ostracized from society and put out and put away from the village and completely cut off. Completely different from our quarantine times in 2021, where we can sit inside, binge Netflix and order from Grubhub. These people were ostracized, separated from the community. No one was to see them or talk to them. And not only that, when they were even seen, as this scene happens with Jesus, they were to announce the fact that they were coming close to somebody, that they would yell out, "Unclean, unclean," ring a bell, be like, "Stay away, you can't come close to me." The second aspect that was so bad, the other part was, second aspect was the physical part of it. This was a deformity that was painful and in some cases fatal to people. And the third actually falls into the same social aspect of the fact that they were cut off from their religious communities. They were cut off from their communities of faith because they were seen as unclean. So keep that in mind, because I looked at this passage and prayerfully I saw it from two different perspectives that I wanted to share with you. One was from the side of kind of reading the scriptures and feeling like I was another disciple sitting there watching Jesus have this, because as you read in the scripture is that Jesus not only lets this leper come close to him, but he reaches out and touches him, which was just unheard of in Jesus' time. It was like you didn't come close to lepers, not only touch them, because then you were unclean, you were known as unclean, but Jesus does. And he comes close and he touches the leper, because he has him, and if you will it, Lord, you can make me unclean, be unclean. And he touches him, and he is completely transformed. The other aspect that I was looking at is to try to see this through the eyes of the leper. First part, from the disciple side, is how many times are we like the disciples, where we see that unclean, untouchable person on the other side. A lot of times where I look at it is this is in the poor and the unwanted, and a lot of times the unseen. We have people, especially in 2021, with so many people that are on unemployment, have been wrecked financially, wrecked spiritually, mentally, is that a lot of times we don't see people in their own suffering. And the easiest thing to do is to look the other way, not see them in their pain, not see them in their misery, and not actually turn and acknowledge their existence, quite frankly. So one of my challenges in looking in this passage is, one, I always say, is go through and read through this yourself. The second part, I would say, is on this aspect, is to look for the people that you have been overlooking. That person that's on the corner that's begging. I know sometimes it's hard because people unfortunately take advantage of people's charity. But there are so many people that not only just want a handout, but just want acknowledgement, want that eye contact, just to be able to say, hi, I'm alive, I'm a human being, just acknowledge my existence, that I exist, that I'm cared for, and I'm loved. The second part to look at this from is from the aspect of the leper. This one's kind of hard, because this one I was kind of thinking to myself is, how much are we walking around with our own leprosy? And that leprosy is our own sin, our own baggage. And we try to go it on our own and try to carry and bury that stuff deep down in us. Our faults, our failings, our things that we did that is calling ourselves disciples and followers of Christ, that we know that we're not Christian-like. And we try to carry that with us. Jesus is basically showing us in this passage that ain't the way. You come to Jesus. You come to Jesus and He can make you clean and new. And when we do that, and within the Catholic Church is, I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you, is we head to confession. I mean, to meet Jesus there in the confessional, that He can say, because we can come to Him and be like, I'm unclean, Lord, I'm unworthy to be in your presence. And He could say, yeah, I know, but I want to make you clean. I want to take that burden away from you, because that's why I went to the cross for you. So that's my second challenge to you, is if you haven't gotten your butt to confession in a while, take the time. Tomorrow's Saturday. That's when the priests line up hours worth of time. Get yourself to confession. Unpack all that stuff you've been carrying. And you'd be amazed of how much your next week lines up for you. So those are my things. Hope you have a great and awesome day. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll catch you around next time. Peace.